Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to week 2 of Impactful Communications, a study on human culture and communications to have deeper and more evolved conversations in order for us to have better results from our relationships with people. This is week 2. And my second person who came to me to say, help me with a situation, was dealing with a rift that it was a mother who was dealing with a rift that she had with her adult son. So I'm actually not going to talk so much about what the rift was about, because the details don't matter, but she had an adult son who had done something that in a way was a passive aggressive situation that was hurtful to her. And in a place where it should have been a time to kind of celebrate and have congratulations, there was some hurt that was involved. Now, here's some backstory on this. This is a family that has gone through divorce several years ago, and this is a family where there was abuse in the family. Now, I want to talk a little bit about abuse because a lot of times when we speak about abuse, we're really thinking about physical abuse, and that's not what was going on. There are all kinds of abuses that can happen. There can be physical abuse, sexual abuse, but there can also be psychological abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse. There's all kinds of different types of abuses that can go on in any relationship, and especially in marriage, where two people are kind of stuck together for a while. So that was what was going on in this family unit until divorce happened, and etc. So here's one of the first problems. And this is sad to say, but a lot of times, folks, when a divorce happens and there's been abuse in the family, the children in the divorce will oftentimes side with or the abusive parent against the one who had actually gone through the abuse, in ways where maybe they spend more time with the abusive parent. They give their love and affection, and the abusive parent can do no wrong, where the one who was abused and who was victimized, the abuse almost kind of continues forward. I've seen that many, many times. And so what you have sometimes is you have children who have basically have learned who is the weak link, quote unquote, in the family, and have learned these really dysfunctional ways of almost like pack brutality. And that's a little bit of what was going on here. So if you have been in a situation where you've been abused and your children have witnessed it, I hate to tell you this, and I hope it won't be the case for you, but oftentimes that the abuse will be passed down to your children, and you may have to kind of go through that. So as the mother was telling me this situation, the first question I asked was, is this an event, a singular event, or is it a pattern? It's really important, because here's another thing, guys. As human beings, we can be abused, but we can also be abusive. So there have been times when I've done stuff that has been emotionally abusive or psychologically abusive, and I've hit somebody before, so even physically abusive, right? So it can happen, but is it an event or is it a pattern? So as we discussed through the situation, it was a pattern. It was truly a pattern. Okay. Now, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, so I can't say this person is a narcissist, this person is a sociopath, this person is whatever. And it's really not even for me to know that. But what I do know is that we've got a dangerous personality happening right now, because the son in this situation has learned really poor behaviors from the father and is passing it down. So unfortunately, in this one, I didn't have, you can't have a relationship with somebody who does not want to have a relationship with you. And also in abusive situations, sometimes the relationship is predicated on you continuing to be a victim. And if you choose to stop being a victim, sometimes the relationship, there's nothing left for it to do. Sometimes the relationship is the abuse. And in this situation, unfortunately, that's what was going on. So the tips that I could give this mother was, number one, they're not only not interested in whether they hurt you, as far as they won't be remorseful. It's really actually, it was done on purpose, because the act of hurting in some way gives a certain emotional sense of power, right? And power can be really intoxicating. And so that's they will get something from the abuse, especially if weakness is noticed, right? They'll get a sense of temporary power. And so don't give that. It's not going to help the situation at all. So don't bare your heart to a person who's trying to hurt you. It only makes it worse. The timing is not right, and the person is not safe for you to bare your heart to. I did say the suggestion should have been that the congratulations were given without the bearing of the heart, and it would have helped a little bit. The mother was looking a little inward, which I understand, and at that point, you know, the best thing that she can do with this particular son is to be cordial, right? And the second thing that she can do is she can wait. Because hopefully what will happen is life circumstances or whatever, hopefully those sorts of things will begin to happen where truth and compassion and the dissociating from this pack brutality, hopefully that will happen with the son, and eventually it will come around. And at this point, unfortunately, this mother is only going to have to wait. Unfortunately, also, guys, this is not an uncommon thing. There's a lot of it going on. It's happening in my life, and I know a lot of people that have this going on. So if you've been victimized in a marriage, don't be surprised if your children will continue that. And what you've got to do is you've got to stop it. You've got to stop the emotional fixes they're getting from those hits of power that they feel when they see that the blow has landed. It's sick and it's twisted, but hey, a lot of us deal with sick and twisted in our own lives, right? So we can point fingers and say that person's sick and twisted, but you know, we've all got dark places in us. So unfortunately, that was the advice that I had to give this gal. And if it helps for you guys, because I'll tell you one thing that was really difficult was for this mother to realize that no, my child is abusing me. It is abusive, and they're trying to. And they're not, you know, they're not wanting that wonderful relationship that I'm hoping for. We can only pray for the future, right? And to look for health ourselves right now, right here. Long post, but I hope that this has been helpful. And if any of you have something like that that's going on and want to reach out to me, please DM me. And then additionally, I'm looking for next week's video. So if you have a dilemma, a communication or an interpersonal dilemma that you'd like to have me work on with you for a little bit, I'm looking for next week's, and again, we'll make it in a way where it's confidential, okay? So hope that helped you guys. Thanks for watching Impactful Communication Week 2. Have a great day.